Now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what Indians are all about.
I still say we Indian people are believers in the truth. This is the way of life that was given to your people. You're born an Indian, you're going to die an Indian. Indianness is a good life. You're facing an Indian this afternoon.
This week on Muskogee Vision, on May 30th, the new Muskogee royalty were crowned at the MCN Scholarship Pageant. Michaela Buckley is your new Miss Muskogee Creek Nation, and Jaden Randall is the new Junior Miss. The day before the pageant, Gary Fife had the contestants on Muskogee Radio to discuss the competition.
Welcome to our program here on this rain-soaked Okmulgee morning. I have some wonderful people who came in today. We have the candidates for our scholarship pageant, which is taking place tomorrow, I believe. We have Shelby Botone, the coordinator, and a couple of the Miss Muskogee candidates joining us today. But first of all, Shelby, why don't you give us kind of a real quick capsule of what the pageant's all about?
Yeah, sure. Hello, everybody. I'm Shelby Botone, Royalty Coordinator for the Muskogee Creek Nation. And I just wanted to let everyone know, first off, that we did change the venue of the pageant to Faith Church, which is located in Glenpool, Oklahoma. They were gracious enough to help us with the, the venue change in such a quick time frame. So we appreciate them for that. And it's still starting at 6:30 p.m. And then same date, May 30th, which is tomorrow on Thursday. So we try to keep as much the same as possible and just kind of plug in at Faith Church and everything like that, so it's more convenient for everybody,
right.
Hopefully. So, but I just want to thank them for that. And then, but also I'm glad to be heading this up this year. As my first year as coordinator. It's a little nerve-wracking at times. Especially right now, there's so much to, changes that occurred within the past week or so due to the flooding and all of that. So, but we're gracious enough that we're able to do that. And I got a great team at Public Relations that helps me with everything, and all that stuff. So, but as far as the scholarship pageant goes, I was, very honored to be heading up this position just because of what the scholarship means to us. The scholarship pageant, it's just basically given a scholarship opportunity to young Muskogee women, to encourage them to learn about their culture and also while strengthening their abilities and helping them achieve their goals.
All right, well, let's get to it. Why don't you introduce the two contestants who joined us here this morning, their categories, and we'll let them speak for themselves.
Okay. We got two of our Miss candidates here with us today. First one is Michaela Buckley, and next one is Savannah Harjo. I'll let them take it from here.
Okay.
Hische, Michaela Buckley, Jahajivkados.
Hische, Savannah Harjo, Jahajivkados.
Okay, who wants to start?
I will. This is my second year running, and this is my first time running for Miss. I ran for Junior Miss last year, and that was my first time running for Junior Miss. And it was a great experience for me because that is totally out of my comfort zone, and I gained confidence by running. And though I didn't win the crown, I did win something in the end. I got out of my comfort zone, and I'm now doing stuff that I would never imagine myself doing.
Why is this so important to you?
I wanted to show young Native women that they can do it no matter what, and don't let anything hold them back no matter what, because they can do it, and all Native women are strong.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you have any special talent set aside that you'll be sharing?
I will be singing for my talent. I'll be singing Hayatkin Alajajit.
For those non-Muskogee speakers, what's that title?
Beginning in the morning.
Okay. Well, good. It sounds wonderful. The responsibilities you carry, then, if you were chosen, would be pretty heavy duty, I would say. Now, do you have any thoughts about how you would represent the Muskogee Nation?
I will represent very strongly, and I will do it to the best of my ability.
Now, you'll be called on to travel and make appearances at other events, both primarily Native, but then some I would presume were non-Native. How would you present yourself to people of other nations then?
I would present myself very strongly and just show them a part of what the Creek culture and what we do. I kind of just show them how we do it. Because I know with other tribes, they do it differently.
Right, yeah. Have you thought about how culture then would be represented? How would you show other people Muskogee culture?
I would show them through appearance-wise by our dresses, because I know all different tribes wear different things.
And how would you spread the message, so to speak, when you're asked to talk maybe in public? What kind of things do you think would be important for other people to know about you and your tribe?
I would tell them about my platform, and I want to get that spread across. And also, I just want to talk about what the Creek tribe does.
And what is that platform, by the way?
Native homeless amongst Native Americans.
Homeless?
Yes.
Oh boy, that's a major topic. Is there something in particular about that topic that you think is most important?
Not very people realize it, but I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, that Native Americans are the top to be homeless.
That's a pretty rotten category to be the top soon, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, if you had like a magic wand and you could change that for these people, what would you want to see happen?
I want them to have a home, of course.
Obviously, yeah.
And to see them get out by doing a job, or at least better themselves, but also better the tribe.
Would you want to see programs set up to help them?
Yes, I do.
Anything in particular?
Of course, to give them a house, have a process, and if they don't have a job, then have programs to help them with that.
We'll let you off the hook here. All right, next, our next candidate is...
Savannah Harjo.
Okay, Savannah, it's all yours.
So my name is Savannah Harjo, and this is my first year running in the pageant for Miss. And it's been a really exciting process so far, and I'm super excited for tomorrow. But it's been kind of a rush trying to get things ready and figuring out what I'm supposed to do. But I'm really excited for tomorrow and everything to come.
Same questions that we put to your partner here. Why is this such an important thing?
It's important to me because I take a lot of pride in my culture and Creek Nation, so it's important to me to try to represent and show people how connected but diverse we can still be. So, yeah.
Yeah, what do you do to stay connected? What do you do to stay connected to your culture?
I go to stomp dances every year. I go as much as I can with my family, and I try to keep up with everybody that I can as much as possible. My grandma has tried to teach me some language, and how to make dresses and stuff, so I try to stay around her and figure out like some like language and some just like the cultural activities that we do.
Yeah, language is quite a challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard.
I take classes myself, and I'm a beginner, and I'm still getting beat to death. Now, why is it so important for the tribe to have a position like this, and why would you want to fill it?
I think it's important for us to have a position like this because we need people to represent who we really are and what we stand for. And I think we need to have good people that can fulfill that position. And I would like to do that because I take a lot of pride in it, and I just think that we should try to show other nations and other types of people who we really are, and I want to be able to do that.
Well, our culture is really so vastly different from other tribes around the country. Now, how would you go about demonstrating that fact? What would you want other tribes and non-native people to know about the Creek Nation?
I'd like them to know like basic history and background, and maybe some language, how we speak, how we present ourselves with like dresses and stuff, and some of our traditions and just how we do things like culturally.
Mm-hmm. I know I've probably kind of asked this already, but many tribes have women in positions similar to this, different cultures and backgrounds and things all around the nation. What is it maybe that you think is really significant to share about Muskogee culture and to teach these other people?
I think that we honor our women and we try our best to build our young women up. Mm-hmm. And I think that's really important for us to get across to people.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any idea of how that happens? How we honor our women?
I know we're very like matriarchal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I always see that my grandma takes care of everybody and makes sure everybody comes first.
And you take care of her?
Yeah, I try my best.
Okay, well, that's great. All right, well, I'll tell you what, we're going to take a short pause here, and then we'll bring in the candidates for Junior Miss, is it?
Correct, yes.
Okay. We have our second segment here, our Junior Miss candidates who've come in, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves since I'm so horrible with names. So, first of all,
Hische Stongo Scintilla Jack Chohojifgados.
Hische Stongo Mahaya Ramirez Chahojifgados.
Hische Stongo Jaden Randall Chahojifgados.
That's a great start. Okay, who's brave enough wants to start first? Lots of smiles, looking at each other. Nobody stepping forward. All right, we'll start here. Let me have your name again and then a little bit about you real quick.
Hello everyone, my name is Scintilla Jack. I am 16 years old. I'm of the Deer Clan and the Sand Creek Ceremonial Ground.
Why is it so important for you to participate in this project and be possibly named as royalty for the Muskogee Nation?
Well, I think it's been...
Go ahead.
So I have always wanted to do this since I was younger, and I've always looked up to all of the representatives of our tribe, and so I always been proud of who I am and of my nation, so I always wanted to represent that.
And why do you think it's important for the tribe to have a position like this? Is it obviously carries a lot of responsibility, a lot will be resting on your shoulders as Muskogee woman. Why is it so important?
Well, we are like the ambassadors for young Muskogee women, and so we like show the culture perspective, and we show like we just have to be a role model. So it's important because we show how much like what is important to our people, like in the cultural way, in the language, and and even in your education in the world.
Would you say you're well grounded in your culture?
Yes, sir.
How so?
Well, I participate at my ceremonial ground, and I am involved in a traditional church.
Boy, that's quite a combination there to carry so much of a responsibility. Now, as an ambassador, you will be the perhaps only person many folks will see and hear and get to know about someone who is a Muskogee. Other tribes, non-native people will be checking out your presentation. What will you be sharing? How would you represent us?
Well, what my platform is like about culture and how like knowing your culture can benefit your future. And so what I would represent is that it's important to know who you are and where you come from so it can guide you in the path of where your future is.
And where people are seeing a lot of other Native persons at other pageants, powwows, other events, how do you think you can make yourself stand out among all those others?
Well, being friendly to people, being nice to people, just being like a genuine person, because that's what they look for, and then that's what Native people represent, is just being good people. So how you make yourself stand out is just probably being outspoken and listening and just having a good heart.
Now there will be a lot of other young Muskogee women watching you in public, probably attending the pageant and seeing how you do, and then in the future you'll be mixing in with the community. What sort of message would you want to send to them about what you will be doing there? What do you want to share?
I want to share that it's important to know where you come from and just your culture background, and to not be ashamed of who you are, and I just want to empower people and to not be ashamed of who you are, to be proud to be Native American.
You don't sound like you've ever been ashamed of who you are.
No.
Never?
No.
Oh, good.
Because I've always heard stories about like how people were ashamed of who they were in the past, but the ones that were proud of who they are the ones that are still here today.
If you could, well, let's put it this way. If you had a magic wand and you could wave it and fix all the problems that face our people today, what would you do?
I would want to...
It's okay, go ahead.
I would want to fix or adjust like our language, I guess, because a lot of our language is dying. Like, I know we have programs to help, and that's good that they are there for us to learn, but our language is still dying, so I think it would be good to have everyone speak it like they used to.
Okay, great. All right, we'll let you off the hook here and move on to the next candidate here. Let me get it. Okay, great. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Mahaya Ramirez. I'm part of the Raccoon Clan. And this is obviously not my first time running in the pageant. But overall, the experience, it helps you grow as a person. I'd encourage any young Native American Muskogee woman to just try, just to get yourself out of your comfort zone, because the first year I ran, I was very shy, and now 3 years later, here I am talking to you guys.
You're an old hand at it now?
Yeah.
All right, well, that sounds good. The same question I've been asking your other colleagues here. Why is it so important to have this position to represent our tribe?
Well, as Muskogee women, Muskogee women, they do a lot through the tribe for our people. We all cook, you just take care of everyone. And I think that's what I think I like about our culture is everyone's just there for one another and no one's ashamed, to help. So.
What sort of talent will you be sharing in the pageant?
This year I made a flute, and so that'll be demonstrated on the slide while I play a song.
Yeah, what song is that?
I forgot the name of it, but if you guys are able to make it out to the pageant, what I want you guys to listen, I just want you guys to close your eyes and just sit back and listen while I'm playing and just think about our people when they walked here.
Mm-hmm.
Because the song is emotional.
Mm-hmm.
And played at a very slow tempo, it can get you into your feelings.
Oh yes, music is quite a strong force there. Now you sound like you've got a good grounding in culture. First of all, is that true, and how do you like to share it?
Well, I participate with the Muskogee Nation Youth Council, and we recently just got back from our homelands trip, so we traveled all the way to Alabama and Georgia. And I think my favorite part was when we went to Horseshoe Bend.
Gosh.
And that was very emotional, and just seeing it and knowing that our people were there and knowing how many of our Native people died there, and knowing that like my tribal town was just right across the river right there.
Oh my.
And so that was a very emotional thing, and we went to Moundsville and we seen the Okmulgee Mounds, and knowing that our people built that and it's still standing today, that just makes me feel so good,
Let me ask you a real quick question about Horseshoe Bend now. I've talked to many people who've gone down there. They were there during the commemoration a couple of years ago, and our reporters. And they said they came away with a very strong spiritual feeling and contact, perhaps, seeing things they couldn't maybe explain. Did you feel like that? Did you share that when you were there?
Yeah, I actually, at Horseshoe Bend, I really got really emotional. And just knowing that, someone that I could have been related to a long time ago, like way back then, was there, and that they maybe died there, or that like my family was over there, like our ancestors were over there, they were there seeing all that bloodshed, and it really gets to you. But when you come back, you're just so thankful. You're like, wow, like my family made it here.
Yes.
We're still strong, we're still here.
The position that you're competing for, it will carry some very heavy responsibilities. You may be the only Muskogee person some of these folks ever meet or ever see or come in contact with. What is the image, perhaps the feeling that you want to share with those folks who are meeting a Muskogee for the first time?
I want to let them know that we're still here, because some people think that Muskogee people are just non-existent. It's not that we're non-existent, we just moved, we traveled, and overall I just think that's just an amazing thing, because we're not gone, we're still here. Might not be full blood, might be half or less, but we're still here, we're still Muskogee. Nothing's going to ever change that. And so I just want them to know that we're strong, kind, spirited people.
Okay, wonderful, thank you, good job. All right, let me get this sucker running up again. And finally, our final contestant, please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Jaden Randall. I'm 15 years old. I go to Glimple High School, and I'm of the Bear Clan, and Arbika is my ceremonial ground.
Okay. Why is this so important, that, first of all, that the tribe have this position, and perhaps why you're a candidate?
I think it's really important that this position is made and fulfilled, because it is a great honor, but it's also a great responsibility. We are representing our tribe. People look up to us. We are ambassadors, and we need to show them what we really are and who we really are and what we really stand for. And I chose to run because I really wanted to step out of my comfort zone and just be more involved. I feel like I am pretty involved already, but I really wanted to be able to represent and show people what true Muskogee women are.
when you perhaps get this opportunity, what is it that you'll be sharing?
Kindness.
Well, let me put it another way. There are many of our traditions that are still around.
Yeah.
Are you well grounded there?
Yes.
How so?
I do attend ceremonial grounds whenever I'm able to, but I am also really involved with the Muskogee Nation Youth Council. I'm also a secretary there, and I feel like I know a lot of the language. I take classes at my school, and I've actually completed classes already there. So.
Well done. You're probably much better at it than I am. You're still fumbling. What is important that the rest of the world, I guess, know about Muskogee people?
Like Mahia said, that we're still here and we're still around, and that people don't get the wrong impression of us. That we just remain strong and show people who we are.
Do you have something in mind how you will demonstrate that?
Not necessarily, but I just, showing people that we're kind, and that just being a well-grounded person, and just being outspoken.
Oh, I don't know. I think a young person who can speak her own language would be quite impressive.
Yeah.
I presume that's something that you would want to share?
Yes.
Okay, great. Now, the position has a lot of responsibilities, kind of heavy on your shoulders and things like that. How do you plan to take those on?
Just going in there with a good mind, showing that, just remaining calm and kind to people, and just trying to be a good role model to people.
The position has a let's call it a talent competition.
Yeah.
Now, what do you plan to share?
I will be singing my favorite hymn, Hadhayatkin Alay Jijit.
Okay, for those who don't speak Muskogee, what does that mean?
It's just saying that every morning you wake up and you pray.
I saw a smile come across your face there. I presume that is something you enjoy doing?
Yes.
If there was something that you could teach people or show people or demonstrate about our people and our culture, what would it be?
Speaking the language. Because, it is dying, and we don't have very many, if any, fluent speakers left. Not really sure, but, we need to keep it going and keep it alive.
The world will be looking at you as perhaps the only Muskogee person they ever meet or hear or get to see. What kind of impression do you want to leave with them?
A good one. I really, I just want to show them kindness again, and, just be a genuine person with them and show them who I am and what I represent and what I stand for.
Okay. Well, we'll let you off the hook. We want to thank you all for taking time to come down and swim down here today. It was wonderful. We appreciate you all and wish you all good luck, and perhaps we'll get to see how you turn out.